Mike McCarthy just changed the entire direction of the Pittsburgh Steelers with one word. When everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to walk away, the new head coach made it clear he wants him back as the starter. After a rocky past and years apart, why is McCarthy betting on Rodgers again, and does he see something the rest of the league doesn't? When the Pittsburgh Steelers hired Mike McCarthy in January 2026, most people thought one thing right away. New coach means fresh start. Fresh start means new quarterback. And that probably meant the end of Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. Fans started talking about draft picks. Analysts talked about rebuilding. Retirement rumors got louder. It all sounded reasonable. It felt like the natural next step. Then Mike McCarthy said one word that changed everything. Definitely. He said he definitely wants Aaron Rodgers back as the starting quarterback. Not as a backup, not as a mentor, not for a farewell season, as the starter. That one word flipped the entire story. McCarthy's hiring was supposed to mean change. Instead, it might mean alignment. And right in the middle of that alignment is Aaron Rodgers, preparing for what could be his 22nd NFL season. To understand why this matters, you have to go back to Green Bay. That's where McCarthy and Rodgers first built their partnership with the Green Bay Packers. Together, they won a Super Bowl. Together, they built one of the league's most dangerous offenses. And for years, they kept the team competitive in a league where success rarely lasts long. But their relationship was never simple. There were philosophical differences. There were moments of visible frustration on the sideline. There were reports of tension about play calling and autonomy. Rodgers is known for wanting control at the line of scrimmage. McCarthy is known for structure and design. When two strong football minds share the same space for over a decade, friction is inevitable. Eventually, the partnership ended. For years, the narrative surrounding them was unfinished business mixed with unresolved conflict. When McCarthy left Green Bay, many believed the separation was necessary. Rodgers later moved on as well. Both men rebuilt their reputations in different environments. So when Pittsburgh announced McCarthy as head coach in 2026, speculation immediately resurfaced. Would Rodgers view this as a signal to step aside? Would McCarthy prefer to start fresh with a younger quarterback? Would the history between them quietly close the door on one more collaboration? Instead, reports began to surface that the two had privately reconnected. Conversations took place, honest ones, not through agents, not through public messaging, direct communication. Time changes perspective. Distance can soften ego. Experience can create clarity. Both men have lived through highs and lows since their time in Green Bay. Both understand how rare true alignment is in the NFL. McCarthy's public statement was not emotional. It was strategic. The Steelers are not rebuilding. They are not positioned for a slow developmental arc. Their roster is constructed to compete immediately. The defense remains one of the league's most respected units. The organization values stability and discipline. The city demands toughness and accountability. In that environment, McCarthy is not looking for potential. He is looking for execution. Rodgers brings execution. At 42 years old, entering year 22, Rodgers is no longer chasing validation. He is chasing closure. He has nothing left to prove in terms of talent. He has already secured his place in league history. But legacies are rarely defined by statistics alone. They are defined by final chapters. For Rodgers, the possibility of finishing his career in Pittsburgh under a coach who once pushed him to greatness carries weight. This is not about nostalgia. This is about refinement. The rumor that McCarthy's hiring would push Rodgers toward retirement relied on the assumption that their past remained fractured. It assumed pride would outweigh purpose. It assumed old tension would overpower new opportunity. McCarthy's statement dismantled that idea. By saying he definitely wants Rodgers back as the starter, McCarthy made three things clear. First, he believes Rodgers can still perform at a championship level. Second, he values experience over experimentation. Third, he sees 2026 as a legitimate Super Bowl window. That last point matters most. The Steelers are not in a transitional phase. They are in a competitive one. McCarthy understands timing. He has coached championship teams. He has navigated playoff pressure. He knows when a roster's ready. If he is publicly endorsing Rodgers, it means internal evaluation supports that decision. There is also something deeper at play. When partnerships reunite after separation, they often function differently. Expectations are clearer. Roles are more defined. Communication is sharper. Both parties understand what failed before and what must be protected now. In Green Bay, McCarthy and Rodgers grew together. In Pittsburgh, they would be choosing each other deliberately. That distinction changes the tone. Rodgers returning as the starter would not be symbolic. It would carry immediate expectations. Rodgers would need to maintain health. He would need to adapt to McCarthy's system with maturity rather than resistance. McCarthy would need to trust Rodgers' instincts while maintaining offensive balance. The key difference in 2026 is that neither man is trying to establish authority. They already have it. The question is not who controls the offense. The question is how efficiently they can merge vision. For the Steelers organization, this decision also reflects identity. Pittsburgh has historically valued toughness, loyalty, and continuity. Rodgers and McCarthy have experienced what it feels like to win together. They know the intensity of playoff preparation. They know the silence of a Super Bowl locker room before kickoff. Shared experience builds trust faster than new relationships ever can. Trust reduces hesitation. Hesitation costs games. If Rodgers returns, this partnership will not be about fixing the past. It will be about mastering the present. Clear roles, direct communication, sharp execution. Rodgers has never depended on speed to dominate. His game is built on processing, anticipation, and arm talent. Those traits age better than mobility, but sustainability is the real test. A full season plus playoffs demands discipline and durability. Rodgers would have to manage his body carefully. McCarthy would have to design an offense that protects him without limiting him. This is a calculated gamble, not a sentimental reunion. Every serious championship run involves one. By publicly backing Rodgers, McCarthy removed doubt. The locker room knows the direction. The organization shows unity. Clarity cuts distractions. The key is alignment. Two experienced professionals who understand each other's strengths do not need introductions. They need results. If it works, it will look like strategic brilliance. If it fails, critics will blame age and history. That is the reality of high-stakes football. What stands out most is conviction. McCarthy did not hesitate. He said definitely. In the NFL, certainty is rare. That confidence suggests belief, not nostalgia. The belief that Mike McCarthy's hiring would push Aaron Rodgers into retirement no longer fits the reality. Instead of closing the door, McCarthy has opened it wide. By publicly backing Rodgers as his starter, he has shifted the narrative from exit to opportunity. The Steelers know the risk. A 42-year-old quarterback demands confidence, but starting over carries uncertainty of its own. McCarthy's stance makes one thing clear. He believes the championship window is open right now. If Rodgers agrees, 2026 will not be a farewell. It will be a focused pursuit. Two experienced professionals chasing one more run in a league that rarely waits for anyone.